Hello, this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room. Got another Miniatures Monday, and I've got a unique unboxing we're going to do here in a second. And it's involving miniatures, $4. I got 6 miniatures. I actually got quite a bit out of this $4. This little pro tip I'm going to throw out there for you. And I've been doing this for a while, so I've actually got more than these miniatures. I've got others on the side I'm going to show you that I did from this as well. But before I get too deep into it, let me just say thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon to help me build the channel. Now, the good wife likes to hit Goodwill and shop for stuff on the cheap. We're frugal Mainers. This is what we do. It's what Mainers like to do. Most of us are frugal. And so I picked up, I go in there, you know, you're with the wife, you're shopping, you're kind of bored. So I go looking for miniatures, but where am I going to get, you're not going to really get miniatures in Goodwill. But when you find something like this, Disney's Frozen 2 Monopoly game, and you flip it over, you find out, oh, geez, they got some miniatures in there. And I paid a whopping $4 for the game. So let's do an unboxing. I'm going to show you what I got. So here we are doing the unboxing. And now I'm really, honestly, I'm just going to throw most of the box away. I really don't care. We have a Monopoly game. I'm probably never going to play Frozen 2, the Monopoly game. And somebody already put everything in baggies. The Monopoly money I'm probably going to save. And these figures. So don't care about the board game. Don't, you know, I'll throw the dice in the dice bag for sure. Now it comes with this little blue snowflake. I figure magic effects. Some wizards casting a cold-oriented magic effect. I throw that on the table as a marker. It also came with these little houses that match like fantasy houses. This little castle. In the past, I've thought of doing some sort of a 3D mapping thing. So, yeah, those could be useful. I'll save those. I love this reindeer, the way he's sitting, kind of goofy looking. The reindeer could be a animal companion for a ranger, maybe. You've got Elsa and I don't remember the sister's name, but certainly if you're playing, you're bringing a D&D game to the table for the kiddos, for your children. These are going to be perfect. Paint them up exactly the same color scheme as in the movie. And a couple of guys, and I think it's Olaf is the snowman. I mean, he's goofy looking, but he's still a snowman. And who knows? I mean, you know, maybe some wizard's casting a summon water elemental, and it happens to be wintertime. You'll just put the snowman on the table instead of a regular water elemental figure. Now, see, in the past, I've grabbed the Wizard of Oz game for these miniatures. Oops, she's green, and the green screen, this is the Wicked Witch. She's molded in green plastic. So a nice little set, and I just thought, just in case I ever wanted to use them, if nothing else, the Wicked Witch is a pretty cool looking miniature. Who knows if I would use the Tin Man or the Cowardly Lion, but you know, there could be a possibility for using these. I also had grabbed in the past a chess game, but it was Star Wars chess game. And so, you know, these are oversized figures, but there's a possibility. Now, let me tell you about a convention game I sat in on. Well, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, hon, it was the first ShireCon we went to. 3. We went to 2. We didn't go last year. 3 years ago, first ShireCon that we went to, Tammy and I signed up for a game. It was Peanuts. The Peanuts gang meets the Great Cthulhu. Didn't know anything about. I didn't even know what rules is. I think it might have told us it was 5e, and I thought just Peanuts gang meets the Great Cthulhu sounds interesting. sounds fun. You're not going to take it seriously. You're just going to go there. It's a convention game. You just go to have fun. And so I sat in on this. Eric Tenkar was in it. Somebody else I knew and was meeting. Somebody else I knew through the internet and was meeting for the first time was in on that game. And we all played Peanuts characters. I do believe Eric Tenkar was Snoopy on the doghouse, and so he could activate his biplane, his shop with Camel, as one of his activatable powers, and it had the 50 caliber machine guns, and he saved that for the very end for the Great Cthulhu. We all, all the Peanuts characters were done up as a 5e character class, and so you had the game master who was running it had worked in powers and abilities for those classes that kind of matched the Peanuts character in some way. I think Linus could do something with his blanket. Lucy could spike a football and it caused something to happen. And so this was really a fun game. It was 5e, but we had a blast. And most of us had never played 5e before anyway. So we just had fun. We didn't take it serious, and it was a great time. So I had been on the lookout, and when I saw the Wizard of Oz game, and I knew that there was these little miniatures in there, I thought, for short money, I'm just going to pick up the game, save the minis, toss the game. And that's what I've been doing. We came across a Star Wars chess set. Figures are oversized, but I cut off this base, rebase them with a proper wargaming type base, and we, repaint. And you could do a nice themed game that would be something like along the lines of the Peanuts meets the Great Cthulhu at a convention. And so just on the off chance, I wanted to have these figures. You have to grab them when you get them. And so you go into Goodwill and you see they've got a Star Wars chest, and maybe one of the pawn pieces, which would be one of these, is missing. I don't care. There's enough in there for me to use. Han Solo's in there. Darth Vader was in there. We don't care that one of the stormtrooper pawns is missing. So we just saved it. A couple of bucks. It goes in the storage area with the other unpainted minis, the Mountain of Shame the Wargamers have. And today it was Frozen 2, and I thought these are ideal, and they're really very close to 28 millimeter miniatures. They're fantastic. The detail is not Reaper quality detail. Good enough though. Painted up and based properly, these would be fantastic on the table. That's my pro tip for you. $4, 6 miniatures, and a snowflake spell effect that I can throw on the table. And just maybe I might, because of these little houses and this little castle, I might revisit some of those ideas that have percolated in the head there about doing some sort of 3D mapping type of thing. I don't know, but I certainly won't throw them away. I'll put them in the storage with the rest of this until I use it. And someday, some point down the road, I'll have an idea for a convention game, and I'll go, I really need, Tackle the Flying Monkeys. You need good Wizard of Oz characters for that. And so that's my pro tip to you today. Be hitting the Goodwill, Salvation Army, surplus store, whatever's in your area. Yard sales too is another good place to pick these up. You just got to keep an eye open. So
Facebook Marketplace.
I'm sorry?
Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah, the good wife's chiming in over there. Facebook Marketplace. She is notorious for dragging me to yard sales. So I just go in looking, you guys got any power tools? You got any hand tools? You got any RPG stuff? You're selling off your your kid is moved out, became an adult, moved out, and left his D&D stuff. You got any RPGs, some D&D stuff? One time I bought a 30-gallon bin full of Dragon magazines for $10 at a yard sale. You just never know what you're going to find, and so I don't buy a lot of yard sales, but when I do, I'm like, ooh, yeah, 30-gallon bin of Dragon magazines, $10, sold. I've only got to sell 10 of them for $1 on eBay, and I've gotten my money back. So you just never know what you're going to find out there. You just have to keep your eye open. But Monopoly games are always a good one. The Wizard of Oz game was fantastic, fine. And so this is my pro tip. This is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room with another Miniatures Monday. Hope you enjoyed this. Have you been doing this? What have you found that I might be like, hey, that's a great idea. I got to keep an eye out for that one. Because that stuff is out there and you just never know when you're going to come across it. So again, this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room signing out. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon, and keep on gaming.